Welcome everyone, it's Shari Carroll for SimonsStamp.com, and I have a Funny Friday card using the Hen House Cubbies from Art Impressions. My hen and chicks have really flown the coop with this one, where I used the Simon's Stamp balloon trio dies to give them a little boost. The stamp set features a nice tall house that is perfect for a slimline card or even mini slimline, and it comes with the matching dies that cut out all the pieces, plus it has lattice work and some hinged doors so that you can have your hen or chick pop out from behind. I'll be starting off by stamping my images onto a Simon's Stamp white card front using intense black ink and my MISTI, and once I have pressed that down in place, I have some really nice crisp images. So I've stamped my house and all my little chicks that I want to use for this card. The dies are really easy just to pull apart by bending them back and forth, or you can use your snippers to separate all the pieces. I'll place each of the dies over my images and tape them down in place, and then I can run it through my die cut machine to cut everything out. I grabbed a bunch of Copic markers to color these in, but I didn't use all of them, and I have everything listed in the description box below if you want to check out my supplies. At this point, I have my house all colored in, and I basically used the image from the packaging as my inspiration, and I didn't worry too much about blending or overlapping my colors, but I really wanted to focus on how to put this together. So you'll want to feed your little chicks from the back side of your house so their little faces can stick through the window. Once you've figured out your positioning, you can add some glue just under the chick's body and then press that down and give it a few seconds to set up before you move to the next. I've added all my little chicks from behind, except for one little guy on the steps, and then the hen with the open doors. She sits with her head and her feet glued to the front. And now to create my background, I've cut a piece of cardstock 3.5 by 8.5 so I can create my slimline card. I'm using the Build a Rainbow stencil and Simon's Stamp Pawsitively ink in marine, and also a blending brush. And I'm swirling just above that stencil cloud line. So once I have a nice light line of clouds, I can readjust the stencil by moving it to the left or the right, and I can shift it down just a little bit so that I have a different cloud line for my next set. I do like to tap my ink off onto a scrap piece of paper once I've loaded the brush so I don't get any harsh lines. And I'll continue moving the stencil and applying different degrees of the same ink so that I have some a little bit lighter and some a little darker. I'll continue on until I have the entire panel complete. I've added my panel to a slimline card, and I have die cut a large round balloon from a pink polka dot cardstock, and I've added some twine from my stash tied in a bow. Before I stick everything down in place, I want to dry fit to see how I want everything to sit onto the card. So this fits really nicely onto a slimline card. I do want to add some twine under the balloon going under the house. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue for the top portion, and then I can just press that down in place. And then I can add some glue to the bottom portion. Then press that down and trim off the excess. To give this dimension, I have added some foam strips to the back of the house and also the balloon, and now I can place this just at an angle so it looks like it's a little tipsy-turvy going up into the air. And I can remove the backing of the adhesive for the balloon and press this one down in place. And to finish this off, I have a Happy Spring sentiment strip from Simon's Stamp, and I have trimmed that down. And I'll just be placing this right over that bottom portion of the house. So here's another look at the finished card. I think it turned out adorable, and all the colors look so bright and cheery and ready for spring. I hope you've enjoyed this Funny Friday card using the Hen House Cubbies stamps and dies from Art Impressions. Be sure to check out the links below for our blog post with this card and also the supplies used. And as always, thanks so much for watching.